Hello, Bill. This is Ryder here to review the Doctor Who Series 9, technically? I want to say Series 10, but I think it's technically Series 9. 12th Doctor's second sonic screwdriver. Yes, we are finally going to go back and cover sonic screwdrivers after 4 years. Yeah, so this is obviously not implied by the name, but it was the name of the original release, so I'm going to stick with that. This is the second sonic screwdriver the 12th Doctor gains at the end of Series 9. However, he used it in the two specials after that are technically a part of Series 9, I think. I don't know if the 2016 special is a part of Series 9 or 10, but he definitely used it in The Husbands of River Song. But oh, what the heck. To which, as you can see from here, this is the Surreal Entertainment re-release of this Sonic, which is in the same packaging as the 720 version of the 13th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver that I covered again 4 years ago. To which I guess I like the consistency of it. And as you can tell from here, this is 13th Doctor era Doctor Who, as you can see from the logo. And as you can see, the Sonic right here, just in open packaging, just being held down by twist ties and such. Again, this release here is just only classified as the 12th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver, not his second, just because of the lineup this is in. It has light and sound effects. It requires 3 LR44s, which are included, and apparently there's a pull tab, but I don't see one. Obviously, as you can see from the sides here, we have the TARDIS. This is a flap like so, and then we have a dome, not dome, but we have a hexagon cut out for the emitter. We just got the sticker right here, and we just got a bunch of warnings and such on the back. So, whoop-de-doo. Alright, so here we have the Sonic out of its box, to which, design-wise, or just going over the design, I like it. I really do. First of all, I really like that the main base is blue. But, I really do like what they're going at, or what they were going for with this one, because it's, they already established that the Sonics were basically made from the TARDIS themselves, so I think it makes sense for a Sonic to be heavily based off of the TARDIS, especially with how 12's interior was. I think this really works well with it and such. And also, just because, the last two had a feature of them extending, and this one omits extending, I really like how they utilized, basically, they made it long purposely, but just because it's not going to extend and such. I'll admit, this section is kind of weird just because of how you have to handle it, but honestly, this is not as cumbersome as I thought it was going to be, because I thought these were going to be kind of in the way, but they honestly actually does feel pretty neat and such. And just the paint job overall, it's done really solid and such. Obviously, I'll actually say here, the bottom here is not too bad. I'll say it's the copper rings here that are kind of scuffed up and such. But I think this upper half is also really good, really neat and such. I really do like how they have these screws and such, and this hinge basically holding this entire section in, and the side screws here too and such, and that there, and the core, or the emitter right here, is honestly one of my favorites, just because I really do like how they, again, mimic the TARDIS core, and such with the emitter and such. Basically, this is where our LEDs are going to play out, because there's four LEDs outside and then one in the middle and such. Other than that, obviously this is our activation switch and such, which again is pretty interesting because, you know, the last two have been just buttons. This one's basically an entire like circular coin-esque switch and such, which is pretty neat and such. So we might as well compare it with the 12th Doctor's sonic screwdriver. Again, this is the 12th Doctor's because of the power cord. Though mine doesn't work anymore because the battery's expanded. So, but taking a look at it, it obviously, as you can see from here, obviously with the 11th Doctor's not being extended, it's longer. But if we do extend it, they're about the same and such. So, you know, they're I think it's still, this one's still a bit shorter, but like other than that, they are the same size. It's just like obviously this one you tap, this one you slide and such. But honestly, I really do like the contrast, and not like I said before, it was kind of neat to actually see the 12th Doctor actually get his own sonic screwdriver, like personalized for him, as opposed to just a carryover. Like, well, I do like that. What, like, I feel like the only Doctor that the carried over Sonics for that went smoothly was the 9th and 10th Doctors. But like, I genuinely thought them carrying this over was weird. So it's nice that they finally, you know, gave 12 his own and such. But yeah, we'll go over the functions now. So when you just push it up once, you get the first sound. Switch, you get a green LED glowing through all 5 panels. As you can see right there, I apologize that this is not the best. As you can see from there. And obviously this just keeps looping, though the looping's not the greatest. It's not, you can tell there's like a lot of pauses and such. I kind of wish they were able to, you know, cut that down so they didn't have those pauses. But when you hold the switch down, you get the second scanning sound, which is the higher pitch one. This one loops a bit better, but you can tell it cuts off a bit early. Again, we'll just show the core, or the emitter. And it looks like the blue really works really well. I think the thing with the LEDs, though, is that you can tell they don't necessarily glow all the way through, because you can still see like some clearness. But I think the blue is more apparent and such. But like, which is kind of polarizing because, okay, you can tell here like it's kind of weaker on these 3, but like it really is only shining through these 2 and such. Well, obviously, just like the you know, 11th Doctor's sonic screwdriver, if we were to basically push the switch up twice, we get this setting for the sonic, which pulsates it. And this is honestly a lot more, I think this is looped a lot more decently and such. Again, I'll show it from up here. If it actually wants to focus. Like, I feel like when it gradually plays out, then it actually glows through. And then the second one, which I think is the only one I'm more aware of, is when you push it down twice. Which does this cool, like, cycle effect. Which you can see it from up here. It's really cool, because the middle pulsates, but then it cycles around. And this is the only one I remember, because this is the first thing he did. Because this is what he does to check the readings and such. However, I think from what I know about that, is that they actually fixed it for this release, because it went the other way around as opposed to... It went counterclockwise. It went clockwise while it was supposed to go counterclockwise. So that's a nice fix. And I think another thing I forgot to address that I think a lot of people pointed out with this release is that the blue is now corrected to be darker as opposed to being lighter, or it was the other way around. But yeah, that is practically it for the sounds. If you want to access the battery compartment, you want to twist this to the right and pull it out like so. As you can see, the section it clips in and such. You can see the trademark, and this is where you access your 3 cell batteries and such, and then just simply slot it in like so. So yeah, that is practically it for this Sonic. So overall, I'm really glad that this Sonic got re-released for this series of like, what was the trademark for this? 2018, 2022, but I think these were a 2023 release. But for this 2023, I'll say, or 2022 release series of Sonics, I think this one's probably the best one from what I've seen. This one's the best one of the re-releases, because it actually like touches on, because this Sonic has not been re-released since its original release back in 2016, while the 10th Doctors and the 11th Doctors was. But from what I've heard, the 11th Doctors is basically, again, it's just this release without the power core. It's a weird hybrid between the original and the 12th Doctor one, which is weird. And a lot of people are having issues with their 10th Doctor ones, as that one's just, again, one of like the latest re-releases of that one, but like it's not even coming in one of those boxes. This one I think is pretty like I enjoyed overall. My only issue about it is like, besides like the sound's not being looped properly, is that when you remove this constantly, it kind of like, this doesn't become as stable anymore, so it kind of just starts wiggling around and such. But honestly, I'm just happy to finally have, personally, my favorite Sonic. And plus, I think it's the most fun functionality, because like I really do like the light features for this one. I think the light features for this one are probably the most fun and such. It's pretty basic, but like I enjoy it. I think also another thing that's harping this is the price. I think I've said it 2 or 3 months. Did I get this in January or February? I don't remember. I'm recording this in April. But I think the price for this is kind of steep, because like, one, I don't recall Sonic's. I know it's inflation, but like, it's kind of weird seeing Sonic's being now like the same cost as like Toku roleplay weapons. Even though like it makes sense, like it makes sense for these things to be like $40 a piece, especially with how well that these are like put together, or how well they are like detailed and such. So I don't necessarily blame them from that. But like, again, at the time I got this thing for like 20, like I got these two for like $20 or so, like $5 at best and such. And now like you can't even get them for 30, even though that's the price that they are at technically. But like, people were like pushing the prices for these things. So if this one's still around, I do recommend to go for it. And if you wanted to get another chance at the 10th Doctor's or 11th Doctor's Sonics, I'll just suggest for you to get some older releases, especially because of how I'm hearing that the Surreal Entertainment releases for those two are not particularly great. Just this one's the superior one, as I keep constantly repeating, sadly. But again, I'm just happy to finally have this and such. Like, I would really like to own the classic era Sonics now and get my own version of the 10th Doctors, because we only have the pen one. The, the one that just lights up and is a pen from the journal, diary, or whatever. But yeah, now I have to do this review. This is Ryder, and I'll leave people by.